Peace be upon you. A Muslim woman died while reading the Quran every day. When she was placed in the grave, a strange sound was heard coming from her grave. The story is stranger than fiction, and you won't believe what they found. It's an amazing surprise that will make you say, Subhan Allah, glory be to Allah. In this video, we will also share a story of a man. So, we will share an amazing story of a Muslim woman who died while reading the Quran. After she was prepared, washed, and shrouded, her family placed her in the grave and covered it with dirt. Then something amazing happened that stunned everyone present. A strange sound came from inside the grave. People listened but couldn't understand what was being said. The sound repeated many times. Then a sheikh came and placed his head on the grave, and he found light coming from the woman's grave. Subhanallah. He also noticed a sweet, pleasant fragrance filling the area and heard a strange and unclear sound. The sheikh said, "By Allah, this is the bliss of the grave. She is enjoying what no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and what no human heart can imagine." The sheikh continued, "While I was standing on the grave, I felt the ground beneath me moving as if the grave was expanding to accommodate this woman. Subhanallah." He told the people that this hidden sound they didn't recognize might be her good deeds, keeping her company and comforting her in the grave. He added, as our Prophet, PBUH, said, "When a righteous servant dies, a caller in the heavens announces, 'If my servant is truthful, then spread out his grave with the bedding of paradise, dress him in the clothes of paradise, and open a door for him to paradise. He will be given the fragrance and blessings of paradise, and his grave will be made spacious as far as his eye can see. A man with a beautiful face, wearing fine clothes and smelling pleasant, will come to him and say, 'Rejoice in what pleases you. This is the day you were promised.' The deceased will say, 'Who are you? Your face is the face that brings good.' The man will reply, 'I am your good deeds,' and they will comfort him in the grave and ease his loneliness." Returning to the story, the sheikh asked the people, "Where is the husband of this woman?" The man came forward, and the sheikh began asking him, "What did your wife do in her life to receive such bliss?" The husband replied, "She was consistent in her prayers at their proper times, and she loved reading the Quran. Not a night passed without her reading it. Her eyes never failed to read Surah Al-Mulk because she knew it saves from the punishment of the grave. By Allah, she was kind to everyone, had excellent character, and was always engaged in worship and giving for the sake of Allah, loving her friends and healing their hearts." The Messenger of Allah, Muhammad, PBUH, spoke the truth when he said, "There is a surah in the Quran, 30 verses, which intercedes for a man until he is forgiven, and it is Surah Al-Mulk. Blessed is he in whose hand is the dominion." And the Prophet, PBUH, also said, "It will be said to the companion of the Quran, 'Recite, ascend, and recite as you used to recite in the world, and your place will be at the last verse you recite.' Now, we will tell you this amazing story of a man who had been an muezzin, caller to prayer, for 40 years, but died outside of Islam. It is narrated by Abdullah bin Ahmad, the muezzin, may Allah have mercy on him, who said, 'I was walking around the Kaaba when I saw a man clinging to its walls, and he was saying, "O Allah, take me from this world as a Muslim, nothing more than that." I said to him, "My brother, do not ask for anything more than this in your prayer." He replied, "If you knew my story, you would understand why I said this." I asked him, "What is your story, man?" He said, "I had 2 brothers. The older one was a muezzin for 40 years, calling to prayer with sincerity and faith. But when death approached him, he held the Quran and made an oath, claiming he was innocent of what he had done. He thought he was seeking blessings from the Quran, but he held it in his hand and testified against himself, saying he was free of the deeds he had committed,
Unfortunately, he died in a bad state because he had committed a great sin. After we buried him, my second brother became a muezzin for 30 years. When his time came, he did the same as my older brother. Now, I am asking Allah Almighty to preserve my faith.
I said to him, "What was their sin?" He replied, "They used to look at the private areas of women and observe their situations. How dreadful is the end they met. May Allah grant us all a good ending." The lesson from this video is that the Quran intercedes for its companion in this world and the hereafter. O Allah, make our deeds righteous, and make them sincerely for your face, and do not make them for anyone else. And in conclusion, repeat with me this supplication, for it is one of the greatest supplications that our Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, used to say and make supplication with. O Allah, rectify for me my religion, which is the safeguard of my affairs, and rectify for me my worldly life, in which is my livelihood, and rectify for me my hereafter, in which is my final destination. Make life an increase for me in every good, and make death a rest for me from every evil. O Allah, I seek refuge in you from the loss of your blessings, the transformation of your protection, the suddenness of your punishment, and from all your wrath. O Allah, I hope for your mercy, so do not leave me to myself for the blink of an eye, and rectify for me all of my affairs. There is no God but you. O Allah, I am your servant, the son of your servant, the son of your maidservant. My forelock is in your hand, your command over me is fulfilled, and your judgment upon me is just. I ask you by every name that is yours, by which you named yourself, or revealed it in your book, or taught to any of your creation, or kept hidden in the knowledge of the unseen with you, to make the Quran the spring of my heart, the light of my chest, the removal of my sorrow, and the departure of my worry. O Allah, forgive me my mistakes, my ignorance, my extravagance in my affairs, and what you know better than me. O Allah, forgive me what I have done, what I have delayed, what I have concealed, and what I have made public, and what you know better than me. You are the one who advances, and you are the one who delays, and you have power over everything. O Allah, rectify for me my religion, which is the safeguard of my affairs, and rectify for me my worldly life, in which is my livelihood, and rectify for me my hereafter, in which is my final destination. Make life an increase for me in every good, and make death a rest for me from every evil. O Allah, Ameen. This, and Allah is the highest and knows best, and prayers and peace be upon the noblest of creation and the messengers, and praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Dear viewers, if you liked the video, please do not forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell, as this supports us to continue showing more videos, if Allah wills. O Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, I ask you with your most beautiful names and your vast mercy to guide me toward success in this life and the hereafter. Grant me clarity in my path and strength in my heart, and make me steadfast in my faith and trust in you. O Allah, help me to make wise decisions and to find the courage to pursue my goals with sincerity, patience, and determination.